Mfundisi.
Titi,
You good, my brother?
the right one?
I'm alright, man.
All right.
Zimbabwe. This video we're doing today is about a project of development in Zimbabwe, and I am particularly interested in Zimbabwe because I've got a family from Zimbabwe. I do.
Okay.
I don't know why you're surprised.
Okay.
I've got friends. I've got. I think generally it's we as Africans must be interested in the development of the whole of Africa.
Okay. Yeah. True.
And Zimbabwe in particular is important to us because it is one of our very immediate neighbors, and in the last 20 years or so or more, it has been under immense stress of underdevelopment and and no progress at all. So you may even call it a degeneration of progress, I think,
Yes.
but I just saw something about this video is called Inside the Mega Transformation, Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport Expansion. So let's check it out and see what's happening there.
Right. Let's see the video.
Ne?
Yes.
Have you been to Zimbabwe?
No.
I've never
You?
been.
Okay.
But I'm going. Ral, when are we going? September. Yeah.
Yeah, matter near Zimbabwe in September.
Yeah.
The Second Republic has put special emphasis on infrastructural development as a key enabler to the realization of aspirations of the National Development Strategy 1, NDS1, and Vision 2030.
Vision 2030, isn't that South African?
Yeah, that's South African.
Then NDS, ne? They call it NDS there. Ours is NDP. There they said NDS.
Infrastructure development is regarded as the bedrock for economic development, as it facilitates trade and connectivity, while also leveraging the country's economic inclusion. Efficient and reliable infrastructure is no doubt critical towards realization of national priorities. Thus, government embarked on a number of infrastructural projects such as upgrading of airports, emergency road rehabilitation programs focusing on upgrading of road networks, dam construction, and
Why do you think those are important? Roads, the airport, and the construction of dams for the development of Zimbabwe?
Look, the roads are important to each and every country.
Because they've got economic linkages.
Exactly my point.
And
also the airports.
Yeah.
Bringing
in of cargo and tourists and money into the country.
Exactly my point.
And definitely
Dams,
water for the farms, the projects happening there.
social services upgrading. The government also embarked on re-engagement and engagement drives to lure foreign direct investment. In this proposition, the air and road networks and infrastructure are the areas seriously attended to.
The government realized that as an enabler, aviation takes investors and tourists into the country, thereby contributing directly to the development of tourism, hence enabling economic development.
What we spoke about now?
Yeah, it's just
The handling capacity of the current terminal
Theodias K. Shinyanga is an engineer, Ministry of transport and infrastructure.
Yeah.
So the ENG means is it for engineer?
Yeah, I think it's for the yeah.
Is
Exactly.
a permanent secretary? Is that like a minister, Ral? And that's very progressive to have people who've got the skills put in the ministries, of certain sectors.
As designed was 2.5 million passengers per annum. The capacity of the improved airport is 6.5 million passengers per annum.
That's a marked increase, like almost 4 million increase in terms of capacity.
Yeah.
That's real development.
That's a huge development, of course.
Yeah, and given the fact that I think those sanctions are still there in Zimbabwe, ne? where like there's a travel ban for people coming from other countries. I think let's bring Raldane into the camera space. Raldane, please come through. You can just stand here, right behind us. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good, brothers.
Sure.
So when I spoke about
Good.
family, this is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raldane. So he is from Zim. So we're just talking about the sanctions in Zimbabwe. Ne? Do they apply to businesses, or do they also apply to foreign tourism into Zimbabwe?
No, not really. The sanctions are sort of selective. It's mostly to do with members of the ruling party. Certain elements of that membership who have been put under sanctions and cannot travel to certain countries.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
but the general populace, we're still able to travel anywhere whenever we require to.
And people can come from anywhere else from the world and go into Zimbabwe, spend money in Zimbabwe.
Definitely, yes. It's quite a clean environment right now at the moment, and sometimes media can exaggerate a bit of these things, and you become afraid to travel to Zimbabwe, thinking that you're walking into a lion's den, but that is not the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check this video together.
What it means is the engagement and re-engagement efforts. Once they start paying dividends, we expect a boom in visitations from tourists, and therefore we needed to be ready.
So this airport, has it always been like this?
No. It was much smaller.
Okay.
You can see there has been a great improvement. Even I'm also surprised myself that they did a great job, and this will help.
Yeah, the 4 million increase in terms of capacity, it's a big one.
Yeah,
Too
it's
much.
a big one.
Yes.
For an improved and developed Zimbabwe to receive tourists, for them also to feel the comfort of our country from landing on our airports to visiting our tourist areas.
So the part about tourism there into Zimbabwe, because I think it's important because it's one element of foreign direct investment into a country. Ne? But having upgraded the airport itself, now that is a space of arrivals and departures. But now, as you arrive into Zimbabwe, are the places to visit that you can say, wow, like in terms of tourism, attract people into, in order, for you to even consider flying into Zimbabwe, into the new airport, is there something to look forward to in terms of tourism?
Yeah, definitely. Firstly, if we go back to the airport scenario, it's all about connectivity, making it easier for these tourists to move into Zimbabwe and connect to whichever destination they require. For example, we've got the majestic Victoria Falls.
Yeah.
Once you get into that airport, you're cleared quick. There is connectivity now, and there is efficiency. And soon you jet off to Victoria Falls. There's Matopos. You get to see quite a lot there. And it's rich. There's heritage there as well. We are culturally rich, so there's a lot to see.
Oh yeah.
So the airport indeed helps.
The Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport, the biggest hub in the country for international and domestic travel, is one of the mega projects which the government of Zimbabwe embarked on. The Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport expansion project began in 2018, and it was supposed to be finished in 2021, but due to the prevalence
Began in 2018. When did Mnangagwa take over from Mugabe there in Zimbabwe? Do you remember?
Was it 2016?
2015, 2016.
Yeah, 2015, 2016.
Time flies, ne?
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah.
of the COVID-19 pandemic, the period was extended further.
The airport project started in 2018 and it was scheduled to be completed by 2021. But due to the COVID pandemic, it became impossible because our contractor moved on to a complete shutdown as per the country's laws, and of course, being foreign, they also had to follow directions given by their country. At one point, we had most of the senior staff.
So they had foreign contractors working on the development of the and I think that's a feature of business that happens in most African states, even in South Africa. You've got a lot of foreign companies, and they are so-called foreign direct investors. Mm-hmm. They come here and they make money out of our own Mhike resources, and they leave. You know. So it's one of the things. But yeah, you'd understand with Zimbabwe, I think there has been a lot of skill drainage out of Zimbabwe because of the unfortunate situation of the sanctions and the economic downturn there in Zimbabwe. A lot of people with skills left the country. So you would, in such cases, have to import, the skill to contract people to build such kind of things.
Yeah, and a lot of people coming from Zimbabwe to different countries acquire a lot of skills. In fact, they have a lot of skills from that other side of, you find people working in South Africa having more skills than people who are living in South Africa.
Yeah, Zimbabwe was known as one of the populations with the better education in Africa for a very long time.
To come there.
Yeah. I think things have only changed in the last 20 years because of the economic situation, which I think at some point Ralo will dedicate time to talk about, those kind of things, But yeah, let's check out this video. This one is about the airport, the mega infrastructure development there in Zimbabwe.
And there was no work going on. Therefore, we had to negotiate an extended schedule. And as you will witness, the completion came in mid-June, if not end of May. Right now, the terminal is complete, but we have tenants who are fitting. Remember, we have shops, duty-free shops in there. We have also necessities shops in there. So we have allowed a month for our tenants to do shop fitting, which befits the quality of the facility that we have provided. And hence, His Excellency the President agreed that he will officiate at the commissioning on the 13th of July.
Actually, the construction for the international terminal has been done.
As soon as they said foreign contractor,
You think of Chinese?
we should have known.
Yeah, Chinese.
Yeah?
I know already.
But these are our friends, it's okay.
Let's say 98%, because we are
The only negative thing about foreign contractors, especially the Chinese ones, is that they bring a lot of workforce from China itself instead of employing the local people.
Yeah.
That is the only negative thing. I don't know if that is the case in this particular project, but I hope not.
No, quite a lot of local people were employed and worked on this project, but obviously the management and the whole running of the project was from the Chinese who were contracted to do this. And I would say the financial power is what made the difference here. They brought the necessary funds that were required to do this.
True.
Yeah.
Working on the air bridges because it's delayed by the shipment. But I think we are here to open the new terminal, and then from here we are going to do refurbishment to the existing terminals because we can only start the refurbishment work after we complete the new terminal.
RESA, Robert. What is it? Oh, I'm just.
It's an assumption. It's not.
Good. Just.
The airport expansion project consists of 2 terminals, expanded on both sides, which are the departures terminal and the arrival terminal, to make it all-inclusive as an airport terminal.
It's effectively one big terminal building, which
Airports Company of Zimbabwe CEO Tawanda Gusha. Gusha, ne?
Gusha.
Gusha.
Gusha. Is that Shona?
That's Shona, yes.
In Xhosa, Gusha is a sheep.
Oh, you see.
we are going to link. So we are going to link the new wings with the existing terminal building to allow for increased space for both departures and arrivals. We were loosely referring to the northern side of the terminal building as the departure side because that is taking the greater part of the departure area is taking the greater part of the terminal building, and then the other side is the arrival side because the greater part of the space is also occupied by passenger processing area. So that's the reason why we're just loosely referring to one side as the departure, the other side as the arrival, but otherwise it is going to be one big terminal building that we are going to link, and passengers will be using the entire terminal building once the refurbishment of the existing infrastructure is complete. So that is the plan that we have with this new airport.
If this is now what they said, 4.6 million passengers per year, ne? Or did they say 6? I think 6, yeah. What do you think our Tambo is the capacity per annum?
I think it's more than that.
No, of course it is.
Way more than.
Like 2 times, 3 times, 4 times more.
Probably 2 times.
And given that, like they say it's an expansion project, it means it was there, ne? But does it mean that it shut down completely in terms of when they started doing the expansion and using maybe another, airport?
No. They did not shut it down. It was a question of doing stage by stage. Close one side, it continued to be functional while they were expanding the other side. Yeah.
Beautiful, man.
The 2 new terminals consist of state-of-the-art features, such as the self-check-in system to speed up the check-in process, the flight information system, actually known as FIDs, for easy identification of flights, restaurants and duty-free shops, prayer rooms, smoking rooms, a holding lounge, and a quarantine center in the arrivals terminal, among others.
I think that's a new feature, quarantine center.
I think,
since after COVID.
After COVID, yes.
Definitely.
Full expansion of the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport used to serve around 2.5 million people per annum. and now the capacity has increased to around 6.5 million per annum. Boarding gates have been increased from 6 to 16, and the aero bridges increased from 3 to 7. The new arrivals terminal has a magnificent view.
We are going to receive much more volume of passengers and cargo. And this is a reflection of our response as Airport Company of Zimbabwe to the vision of His Excellency the President, Comrade Idi Mnangagwa, that Zimbabwe is open for business. When we say Zimbabwe is open for business, we as a company wanted also to show our dedication, our commitment, which reflects also the inspiration of His Excellency, government of Zimbabwe and people of Zimbabwe. When we have this world-class airport, Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport.
I think these positive stories about our countries, they are what we need, because sometimes we are bombarded with this negativity about, hey, Zimbabwe is dilapidated, hey, Zimbabwe is... But when you see these things, you become like motivated, like, yo, I want to go see it.
I want to go and check.
I want to go check it out,
Will be one of the best, because it's open door, first entry into Zimbabwe. And from here, the investor can be assured that his investment in Zimbabwe will be worth, because he will collect the dividends in foreign currency. From other side also.
In which foreign currency?
It's going to be the new currency.
Which one?
It's coming.
Do you think it will be like a Zimbabwean foreign currency? Like
No.
Or
the BRICS one.
Oh.
Yeah, it should be by then.
No, but that currency, the BRICS currency,
they're trying to put it in by August. We'll see.
But the BRICS currency, Ral, will be used as an exchange between the central banks. It won't at the moment be like usable by like ordinary me and you.
Yeah, for now it's the US dollar for now.
For now the
US
dollar.
Yeah, for now.
And it would be great if Africa, we could find a way to, integrate and develop our own currency that we can use as Africans, because we've got so much, that we can do trading amongst ourselves using our own currency. Because now we're using the dollar as an exchange. But anyway, we are talking about this airport now.
When you look at a project of this nature, this project of construction of airport infrastructure doesn't happen often. It's to benefit future generations of Zimbabwe. At least from next 15 to 20 years, Zimbabwe is properly equipped to develop its capacity as a nation, as a country. Airport construction is also a reflection of great friendly cooperation, economic cooperation between Zimbabwe and Republic of China. We wanted to thank people of China, government of China, for confidence they had in Zimbabwe, that it shows that we are capable of running our own destiny.
So does this mean that Zimbabwe brought in fact China brought in money to develop the thing there in Zimbabwe? They didn't use Zimbabwean money for the development of the airport itself. Then that is positive. That is a serious investment.
It's you see, when you look at Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe is very rich in regards to minerals. So the capacity to pay back is there. So if an investor comes in, they can hedge whatever money is being brought in by the investor to enable the whole construction to happen at once. And then they talk terms of how they can pay back. Could it be minerals or dollars, whichever. That's how it's happening.
Cool.
And that means that for investment of such a magnitude, there has to have a recovery process. And that recovery process will be the traveling of our people to outside the world, and welcoming tourists, welcoming business community of the world.
What I'm reading into that means that the airport will be managed now by the investors.
Exactly.
In order for them to recoup and that system can be very problematic. Remember these gantries that we are putting down now there in Gauteng, those toll gates there, those toll collecting e-tolls. That was also done through a similar sort of investment structure, where a foreign company comes in and then they install those things for some exorbitant monies. And what was expected is that us, the users,
Should pay those people.
should pay back through those. I hope the system there will be different somehow,
Yeah, I think so.
because the Chinese are apparently our friends, and I know them to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travelers, most of whom have extensively traveled across the globe, positively commented on the new facelift at the country's biggest air terminal.
We're excited, seeing some developments here. It's really beautiful, you know. I haven't really seen much from the inside, but from the outside, it really looks beautiful. As a band that has been touring for...
I'm thinking about that. I wish they can show us like an aerial view that captures the whole precinct.
They did. Right at the start.
For 14 years? 14 to 15 years, somewhere there. We've been to like the biggest airports, the smallest airset and Bumawana. So I think this is really Boba Palevra Trugo Rasuko Mama Airport to go Tirimo. Yeah. Believe me, we've seen the best and we've seen the worst. Yeah, so this is really nice.
Airport and the other ones that I have seen. This guy is a musician, so he's actually saying...
See the guitar, yeah?
Yes, yeah. He's actually saying to the airport we've been to, compared to what we are seeing here, this is way better.
Okay.
We are doing quite better.
Good.
I thought in the Viscosa Rakantai.
Aye, sure.
I'm really impressed, you know.
The old one, the new one, at least about shy rights, yeah.
By shy right.
Yeah.
By shy
Yeah.
right.
It's now good.
We are on the way to Sunyaswit. I'm saying, you took a two Charamba Chukuna Pants, one up and just open out.
How many dialects are there in Zimbabwe?
Joe, you're talking of nearly 16, eh?
16
Mm-hmm.
dialects, languages.
Yeah.
I thought it's 2.
No.
I'm only thinking
Quite a lot.
Shona and
Shona is
Ndebele.
There's also the Venda, Karanga, Zulu, you name it.
There's the vendor also.
Yeah, there's Venda. Bay Bridge area. Remember, it's just a separation
Oh,
by the river.
yes.
Yeah, and then also when you go to Mozambique, it's separation by the river. So there's, and then also Zambia, you get to come across Sichewa, and yeah, they're all there.
Chakasotwa, vakasota basa pachaiko. Achiri bovu.
It's very amazing because it will be actually attracting the tourists to come and more airlines to come, because the airport which was there could not accommodate many flights to come. But now with this beautiful airport which they have expanded it, it will be a lot of airlines would be willing to come, because as we know, Zimbabwe is a beautiful country and there's a lot of tourism, and there's a lot to explore. So obviously it will be attracting lots and lots of people and a lot of airlines as well.
I work in the safari industry and we've got a wildlife camp, and I think the new airport's going to bring a lot more tourists in, especially from the States, for hunting, fishing and game viewing.
So there's still white people in Zimbabwe, my brother, you see.
There is a lot.
This thing of saying that there are no white people in Zimbabwe. Bob chased them all away. There's a man who owns a farm there in Zimbabwe.
So business-wise, I think it'll help the economy. A lot more businessmen coming in.
And it sounds Afrikaner, this one. Ne?
And to do business around Zimbabwe. So I think it'll be a good
I think
good
let's
improvement.
wrap it up, man, this one. We've seen so far. It's all good.
This is a welcome move, a welcome development.
It's a beautiful airport. If there's anything else from Zimbabwe that you would like for us to react to, or from anywhere else in the world, in the country, in Africa, let us know. And if you want us to travel there and be on camera there, let us know. We'll definitely do it.
I think September will be doing it.
Yeah, September we'll be going there.
You'll be doing
Nice road trip.
So I'll be vlogging.
Yeah.
I'll update you on my trip to Zimbabwe.
And you get to see the extension of the N1, which becomes R1.
It becomes R1 when
R1, yeah, and about over
it's named after Robert Mugabe when it gets to Zimbabwe.
The N is replaced by R. in
Yes,
Zimbabwe.
yeah.
So there's R1, R2, R3 like that.
Okay.
Yeah, for the roads. But you'll get to see that it has been refurbished all the way to Harare, to Bulawayo, to Mtare. Yeah, the road network is improving a lot.
But all in all, a very great project. I think it's good.
Wonderful.
It's got capacity to employ people. It's got capacity to bring in a lot of money into the country and development in the country.
True.
And we wish that more companies from outside of Africa that invest in our countries do so by bringing actual resources and not just the so-called skills, but they bring in
infrastructure.
tangible infrastructure.
That's what is needed.
And then they leave it there for us.
Yes.
Ne? So, Fundisi, we out.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say?
No, it was just a nice project. So please subscribe.
Like, hit the notification bell, set it to all, so that when we drop a new video, you get to be notified.
Sweet.
We out.
Literally.